What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Carlos Gomez, aka Sammy. Also known as Sammy Too Brilliant on all of my social media accounts. This episode is I'm gonna speak about why I feel like being an immigrant or being a part of an immigrant family is more beneficial than inheriting wealth in your family or simply just being American. For example, I'm first generation American. So I can't really say that I'm an immigrant because I'm definitely not an immigrant. I was born literally in Manhattan, Upper Manhattan, Presbyterian Hospital, to be exact. And so I'm not an immigrant at all. 1996, so I'm pretty damn young. But I'm first generation, like I said. My mother came, my father both came in the late 80s, early 90s, along with my grandmothers that came in the mid 80s. So. I'm definitely not an immigrant, but I'm first generation American. In my family, I'm the firstborn, first generation. I'm part of the first generation in my family that was born in America. So, in other words, my first language is English. Their first language is Spanish. That's one little difference. But I feel that when you're part of an immigrant family like myself, you don't take the freedom, the opportunities, and the country, the laws, all of the stuff that you have. You don't take it for granted because, for example, I wouldn't know what it is like to grow up in my family's home country. But what I do know and what I do understand, because I've been there before for like vacations to visit my family and stuff like that. What I do know is that they grew up, hard. For example, my mother. She used to tell me stories about her getting the same Christmas gift every year when she was younger. She came to this country at 18, didn't know how to speak English, didn't know anything about the system at all, but she ended up enrolling herself into Theodore Roosevelt High School, and without even knowing English. If she would have left it to my grandmother, she would have, never even went to school, but she enrolled herself into school. That's one thing. You feel me? That's another thing. Like, for example, Americans, we just drop out. We give two shits about school because we get it for free. So we don't say we take it for granted. It's like, oh, it's always gonna be there and it's free. So we don't. What the fuck? We drop out. We cut class. We don't give a fuck about it. But for somebody who comes from a country where it's not free and it's valuable, very valuable. When they come over here, the first thing that they're thinking about is I'm gonna go to school. Education is the way out. Excuse me. So my family, my mother and my father both, they actually met. They came to this country the same year. My father's side is from the capital, my mother's side is from the country, Dominican Republic. They both came the same year, I think 1 or 2 years apart, in like 1988, 1989. And they both literally met enrolling into the same high school in the auditorium. In the auditorium while they were enrolling in high school, and they were supposed to get their IDs, their high school ID, and taking a picture and stuff like that. And that's how they met, enrolling into school, because both of their parents, hence my grandmothers, wasn't going to enroll them. They were both 18 and 19. So basically, they take the education serious. You understand? That's one thing. That's one factor that immigrant families do. They take education very serious. Americans also take it serious too, but not as much. And by American, I'm not saying black, white, Asian, Hispanic. I'm just saying Americans. You understand? Because we don't know what it's like to struggle and not have the education. We don't know what it's like. We don't know what it's like to be denied school and to be like, oh, you cannot be, you don't afford to come to the school. We don't know what that's like. So we take it for granted, and that's just a fact. It's the same thing. For example, if you look around in the urban neighborhood, for example, you see a lot of Dominican restaurants, you see a lot of immigrant stores, you see African shops, you see grocery stores, and all of those stores and everything, salons and barbershop, they are all owned by immigrant families, immigrant people, period. Like the Ox stores, the Arabs, don't come and tell me that they've been here, they were born here. They weren't born here. I asked one of them the other day, the one near my block, and he's been here for 2 years and he got 5 stores. How the fuck do you have 5 stores and you've been here for 2 years? My mother's been here for 20-some years. She has a daycare. My father, my uncle, had a grocery store. You understand? Like what the hell? My grandmother also had a daycare. So all of these people, 3 of my uncles are cab drivers. My aunt had another daycare also. Two of my other aunts also. So it's like, when you come from an immigrant family, you don't know nothing else but to work for your shit. You don't know nothing else. But when you're born here, you born with a silver spoon in your mouth. You get spoon fed. You go to welfare. You collect everything. You get everything, and that's why Americans, in my opinion, are fucking lazy. That's why I'm not ashamed to say I come from an immigrant family. That's why I'm not ashamed to say that, because they fucking work. They work for what the fuck they got, and that's how it got to be. That's how it's supposed to be. And the reason why they work is because they know what it's like to not have it. They know what it's like to not be spoon-fed. If you don't work, you don't eat. If you don't hunt, you don't eat. They know what that's like. That's real to them. So when they come to this country, they only got that mentality. They don't know how to do anything else. So what they do is they work, save money, send money to their country. Have fucking a lot of the people in my family have houses and shit in the Dominican Republic. They have a bunch of land and a bunch of property. Why? Because they save and invest, That's it. Now people who born here, you see them go to work, get paid, and buy the fucking new Jordans. Are you fucking kidding me? That's fucking crazy. That's so fucking, that's bananas to me. That's fucking crazy to me. That's crazy. I don't understand. So yeah, I mean, I don't even know. That's it. That's all I really wanted to say. I just wanted to, get this shit out off my chest about how I feel about Americans versus immigrants. I know people like to talk shit about immigrants, whether it's Mexicans or not. Mexicans are the hardest working people. Africans are hard working. Chinese people are hard as, like Arabs especially. Although I must say, Africans, Arabs, and Chinese people. No, not Arabs. Not Arabs. Not so much. I'd say probably Chinese and African people are the most aggressive salespeople that I've ever come across. They will sell you on something that's worth like $2 and sell it to you for $30, and it's up to you to bring that price down. You have to literally tell them no, thank you, and walk away. And then they'll call you back. Okay. How much you willing to pay? And then you tell them like, give it to me for 10. And you got to keep lowering that price, but they'll hit you in the neck. They're aggressive as fuck when it comes down to selling. They're real salespeople. Those people, they're natural. Like they will freaking, every time I go out to the city, you see a bunch of Chinese to Chinatown and shit, all the Chinese spots, and then you go to the African spots. Yo, you got to be careful. They know how to sell shit. But so yeah, that's the ending of my video for now. Later on, like I said, I'm only getting into minor little, I'm making small little videos like these only because to let you guys know what it is that I'm going to be speaking about when I do my podcast, which I'm still working on. I'm still trying to fix up, because I don't really know exactly how to get into that. So basically I'm doing these videos on YouTube so that you guys, those who's following me and those who like what I speak about, so you guys can know what to expect when I do the podcast. Obviously, I'm gonna be better at doing a podcast than a video. So that's basically what I'm doing this for. Is all these little topics and little, small little clip videos that I'm putting out on YouTube is so that you know what's coming in the podcast. And I'm gonna speak about a lot of things, general things, whether it's relationships, business, politics, regular shit, news, hip-hop, trending topics, I mean, whatever. Anything that you guys suggest for me to talk about, if I feel comfortable enough to speak about that subject, then I'm going to speak on that subject. So, leave a comment, let me know what you, give me some suggestions, let me know, give me some feedback, let me know what you think about this video and about other videos. Make sure you like the video, hopefully you like the video, so YouTube can keep it up for longer and, whatever, I guess. And, make sure you share the video, subscribe to this channel, and subscribe to the channel, and make sure that you follow all of my social media accounts. You can find me at Sammy2Brilliant on social media, on all of them, on Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Periscope. Anywhere on social media, you can find me at Sammy2Brilliant, including my email address. So contact me, leave me a message, make sure you comment. Let's get to it in the comments. I'm going to respond to every comment that you guys leave me. And I'll speak to you guys soon. I'm out.